Okay, we are live one more time, and today we are talking about fear of failure. Not just about fear of failure, we're talking about removing fear of failure. And the best part is, we are back with Imran sir. You remember Imran sir came with us last time and taught us so many amazing things about handwriting and how it impacts our health. Those of you who missed that video, don't worry, you'll find that video in the description link below later. But for now, let's learn with Imran sir, who is the best handwriting expert in the world. He's recognized internationally. He's trained thousands and thousands of students to not only practice handwriting and change their own life, but he's actually helped thousands of people to become professional handwriting experts. Really, to become professional handwriting experts and help other people make a difference and make money at the same time. That's why we respect him so much. So, on our request, we've got him back today to teach us how to remove fear of failure and not just tell you theory, but to tell you the actual technique. And that's our gift to you from today. So how many of you want that gift? Everyone type in love gifts LG, not LG, the TV wala LG, love gifts wala LG. Come on, quickly type in LG in the chat window. If you love gifts, I love gifts. Now, before you start, those of you who are meeting me for the first time, my name is Mitesh Khatri. I and my wife Indu Khatri, we are Law of Attraction coaches. And this is our national best-selling book, Law of Attraction. Today, we are learning one part of law of attraction, which is handwriting, because anything that you write has frequency. Remember, everything in the universe is energy, it has frequency. Sometimes our subconscious mind has fear. How many of you have some fear in your life? Type an I in the chat window right now. And would you love to learn how to remove that fear of failure? We'll teach you that. Not me, but Imran sir will teach you that. And the best part, he's going to give you a very simple technique. If you practice that tonight for a few days, you'll see dramatic difference, and instead of having fear of failure, you'll have that ability to create that success that you want. Are you ready? All right, so here we go. Everyone type in thank you and welcome Imran sir once again on our channel. 1, 2, and 3. Let's have some
drum rolls over there. Okay. Alright, so just giving some crazy music for Imran sir. Alright, Imran sir, thank you so much. That music effect is not going away.
Now it's gone. All right. Welcome back, Imran sir. Thank you so much for being with us one more time, giving us your time, which is, I know, is very, very valuable. All of you, you must know that Imran sir is super busy. He has very little time in his life because not only he has a huge family, but the amount of time that he spends with his family, which is the handwriting graphology family, the amount of time he gives them is just crazy. In spite of that, he's here with us. Thank you again, Imran sir, for teaching us how to remove fear of failure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mitesh ji, it's always a pleasure to be here. And yes, true. I just completed my class with my professional approach students.
Yeah.
I'm training individuals across the globe. Students are getting together to understand how they can become a professional handwriting analyst. And today we had a conclusion session. So just coming from there.
Thank you. Thank you for those back-to-back sessions. Is there echo happening? Okay, let me see if voice. Okay, let's see if the echo is going now. Can you check if the echo's gone? Let's check. I'm doing something to just remove some echo. Imran, say something. Let's see if the echo is there or not there right now, because nobody's saying in the chat window if there's an echo.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just checking everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for connecting. Voice is echoing. Okay, I got some notifications. Double voice. Okay. So, Mitesh ji, you're checking from your side?
Yes. So there's a bit of a delay when you speak on my side. So yes, Indu.
Can you check right now? Did I change something here?
It's still echoing? Okay, there's still echoing. So let's do one thing. I'm going to change something from my side again. Okay, let's try now.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Indu, how is it now?
Show me some love when you're there.
Make Imran speak.
Yeah, Imran's speaking now. Echo's gone. Echo's gone. Echo's gone.
Echo's gone.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I don't know why whenever only Imran sir speaks, there's two voices. There's something my laptop loves about Imran sir. It always makes two voices. But then when I make some changes again, it becomes one voice. So anyways, thank you so much, Imran sir, for joining us again today and for having those back-to-back sessions. I know you said right now you just completed a session with professional handwriting analysts and you're here with us right now to teach us how we can remove fear of failure with handwriting. Is that even possible? People use hypnosis, people use hope, nope, no. We use affirmations. How can I do something on my handwriting and change fear of failure?
True. See, it's very simple. Fear of failure is basically part of who you are as a person. And it is in your mind, it is in your subconscious mind. And handwriting is actually coming from your subconscious mind. So every letter you write, it speaks about the impulses, the frequency you're generating in your subconscious level, and that's why we're able to decode that.
Wow. So, is there a particular technique that I can use to actually remove that fear of failure? First question, is it even possible to remove fear of failure?
Yes, definitely yes. You can change the fear of failure. But the more importantly, for me, the way I look at it is very simple. Whatever you would want to change in your life, what comes before change is understanding it first. Because for me, the change is highly sacred thing. And if you're not really understanding what you're changing and what it will bring into you, then there's something fundamentally wrong. So before change, what comes is understanding what you're changing.
So, can you help us understand what really is fear and why do we feel fear? And while you answer that, I'm going to invite everybody on the chat window to tell us what are you scared about? What is your fear that you go through? Tell us. Like when I started in my career, I had a lot of fear of selling, which I've handled it by now, but I had that fear of selling. So, for some of you, what is your fear? Is it fear of relationships, fear of public speaking? What's your fear? Share with us. And in the meantime, Imran sir will tell us what really is fear, Imran sir.
Okay, so can we use a PPT, Nideshi? So I
Yeah,
thought,
sure.
yeah, just by giving him a little insight into it,
Here we go.
I thought a PPT will be a good idea. So, ladies and gentlemen, quickly grab notes, paper and pen, and make notes of it because today I have always been talking about the fear of failure, but today I want to give you a little insight into it, and I want you to first understand what is the fear of failure, and then we're going to be talking about, yes, I know some of you are talking about fear of selling, fear of losing the job and relationship, but you know what, let's go to the root cause of it. So ladies and gentlemen, let's deep dive into this. What is fear of failure? Let's understand it. And by the way, it's a phobia, it's not actually a fear. It's basically a phobia, which is unrealistic fear. That means it's not as real as fearing a tiger. So it's an unrealistic figure. That means the good news is we can fix this. Okay. So now let's look into this. What is fear of failure? It is an intense and persistent feeling of anxiety or apprehension related to the possibility of failing at a task, goal, or endeavor. So basically, you have fear that you will fail, and that's why you don't end up taking any action. So, to counter this fear, your defense mechanism is let's not take any action, let's not even start anything new. And you know what? This is not only impacting on one aspect of your life, it impacts on multiple dimensions of your life. It impacts your academics, it impacts on your work life, relationships, and personal pursuits. So it's very important for you to really look into it. Mitesh, I need the PPT, not the screen, please. Can we have the PPT on the screen? Yeah, now I'm able to see the PPT.
Yep.
I'm just checking if you're able to see the PPT this side on the YouTube.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yes, got it. So it affects not only one aspect of your life, it actually impacts your academics, your work, your relationship, every dimension of it. But let's really find out where is it actually happening. You know what? One of the reasons why we are doing this session to you and speaking to you about this session is we want you to understand this is one significant obstacle in your life. One of the reasons why you're not able to make that success in your life is because of this. You know what? Fear of failure becomes a significant obstacle as you worry about negative consequence of failure. Are you with me? The worst part is, first of all, you feel that you're not able to do it, and you always have negative aspects of it, so you're not able to see the brighter side of it. And what happens when you actually don't do this? Disappointment. You have this fear, Imran. If I do it, what if I disappoint myself? What if I disappoint others? And embarrassment is why people will point out, okay, ये भी कर नहीं पाया अभी, ये भी नहीं हो पा रहा है आपसे. Can you see that? And it also impacts loss of self-esteem, the confidence, your self-respect also takes a beating, and definitely criticism from others. How many of you are agreeing with me? Yes, Imran, this is what actually happens. I don't want to face all these things. That's why I don't take actions in my life. And that's the very reason why I don't have success, because only when you take action, results comes. But because you're not taking the action, where will the results come? Are you all with me? Are you all with me? Thank you. Thank you for all the lovely, response on the chat box. But you know what? We just got started. So the
Look at
idea here
that.
is,
Manita is saying she's feeling as if you're talking about her. It is so real. Wow.
So the idea is to make you and understand all these things before we get onto it. So why is this important to fix? Why this session can be a game changer for you in your life right now is you're getting an amazing education on for your own self, and this is important for you. So please buckle up, be with me, make tons of notes. This is going to be a life-changing conversation. And thank you once again for being here. So this is basically becoming a fear can be paralyzing. You know why it is as it prevents you from taking risk, doing new things, pursuing your goals. Confidence and perseverance is taking a beating. And then you still wonder, Imran, why am I not able to change any habits in me? Why am I not really able to commit about my relationship? Why am I not really able to focus on my health? You know why? Because of fear of failure, it has paralyzed every simple action coming from your life. And these are the things which is immediately taking the beating. Okay? I'm not done. Hold on. We're going to talk more about it. Now, the idea is, Imran, I understand I have fear of failure. I also understand why I'm not able to take actions in my life. I also understand how it is impacting me. But the question is, Imran, how did I even get into this phenomena? How did I actually seeded this in my subconscious mind is something that you might have as a question. But let me tell you that it is not something which happened to you over a period of time. It is not something which evolved with you. But you know what? This is what is happening. Why people are in this phenomena is because of past experiences of failure. Once you lost out on money, you lost confidence on the money. And you have this constant feeling that if I lost it once, I'll not be able to do it. Have you not seen people saying that, yeah, I did once a business and I lost money, so I don't want to do business, so I'm looking for a job to go back to. Perceived expectations from oneself and others. You always have this impact on yourself. Once you had an expectations of people riding on your shoulder and you did not stand by their expectations, and that's why it happened. So one incident decides the rest of your action plan. Look at the impact of it. Number three, it can be influenced by the societal pressure. There's so much of pressure that everybody is doing, startups, everybody is talking about unicorns. Why you are not doing it? And you took that plunge without any preparation. And this where you blocked in your mind, no, I can't do this. Perfectionism. Some of you are behind doing perfect. I want everything to be there. Can be that? I want everything to be perfect. And sometimes lack of self-discipline. Can you see that all these are the ingredients which seeped into your subconscious mind, and that's what gave a rise to the power of failure. Power of failure.
Just give me 1 second, Imran sir. I'll bring you back here.
How many of you with me?
And
Are you all able to relate to this? Are you able to connect with this? Say with me on the chat box. Come on, everybody, with you, Imran.
so I've just done a quick recap of whatever Imran sir said over there in the chat window. Which of those points relate to you? Tell me that point. One, two, three, or four. Wow, that's so many people saying with you, Imran sir. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Mitesh, can I proceed further? Because I have so much I want to
Absolutely.
give.
Please do, sir. Please do. Go ahead.
Great. So now look at this way. It's important. We are sitting here to change one dimension of our life. And what we understood is that why it is so important to change. And the second thing is, before we press the change button, to understand where it actually got into your system. And these are the reasons why it got into your system. Now let's look at this. I and you are committed to overcome fear of failure. Are you all with me? Give me a big yes if you're with me on that. But how do we do this? So I can give you strategies right now, make a note of it, but I'll also tell you something amazing about these strategies, and that is going to be the eye opening. So that's where the actual gold is of the today's session. Now, if you're really looking at overcoming the fear of failure, it involves a combination of things you need to be doing. If you're really, really committed to get out of this phenomena, you need to start having self reflection conversations with your own self. You need to do a hell lot of a mindset change. And that's why you need to attend programs, coaching, and learning new skills. You know why? You need to do that mindset change. And the next important thing is building resilience and developing a growth mindset. So if you can work on all the things which I have listed it for you, it can actually help you to overcome fear of failure. But you know what? Let's face it. You also know this as a solution, but you know what? It's not working for you because all this is information. But if you don't take action on this information, it does not work for you. So now you know what? I am going to give you solution to the fear of failure on the conscious level. So this is the level A, okay? So this is the game here. Now, recognize and acknowledge the fear. The first action plan is number two, challenge your negative beliefs and perfectionism. Number three, set realistic goals. Number four, reframe failure as a learning opportunity. Number five, celebrate progress and small victories. And practice self compassion and take calculated risk. You know what? Go ahead, take a screenshot of this. But before you do that, let me ask you a question. All this requires conscious efforts. And let's face it, the fact of the matter is, all these are conscious efforts. You need to put in efforts on a conscious level. You need to wake up in the morning. You need to put in this in your head. You need to do all these things. But the fact of the matter is, all this will only remain information. You know why? Sooner or later, we give up accepting this as a reality. Has it not happened with you all? So, Mitesi, over to you now.
This actually happened with me so many times. I wouldn't say one time, but many times. Because as you were typing in all those points, like accepting the failure, I said, I've done that. Acknowledging and then moving on, I've done that. But every time I've done that, I also realize that somehow the fear comes back. So you're quite right. It's all in the conscious mind, like an information. How many of you have tried this? Type it in the chat window. Tried it all. I've tried it all. I've tried all 7 points. I'm sure I've tried more than seven. How many of you have tried more than seven? Type in seven plus. If you tried more than 7 ways of conscious ways of crushing your fear, but every time the fear comes back. So with that information, इमरान सर आपने डरा तो दिया हमको कि कॉन्शियस एफर्ट से कुछ होने वाला है नहीं. फियर क्या है ये भी समझा दिया. यू टोल्ड अस व्हाट इज फियर. बट अब करें क्या सर? व्हाट डू वी डू?
Yeah, because I know some of you might be sitting there and thinking, Imran, we know all these things. मैंने
Yeah.
बहुत पढ़ा. I have done my research on fear of failure. I actually can do one more session telling people how do you come out of fear of failure. But the challenge is that I was not able to shift even a dot in the domain of fear of failure. So one of the things I love about handwriting analysis is that when I got present to this power of handwriting analysis, this is directly going to be impacting you on your subconscious level. Any result you need in your life, you need to
Wow.
operate on two levels, on the conscious, and second is on your subconscious level. Only
Absolutely.
when you bring this on the two together, when you marry this together, that's where the magic happens. That's where the transformation happens.
Right.
Most of us don't take up to both the things. We are on a conscious level, yeah, but we
We don't
don't
try to do
allow the
both.
subconscious, yeah.
My God. So how do we combine this?
So first of all, what you need to do is now what we did was we did one aspect right. You got your education right, you got your understanding right. You also got it on a conscious present. Now let's use handwriting analysis because what happens when you use handwriting analysis, we have something called as graphotherapy, which is a systematic way of influencing your subconscious mind using the letters. So the science here is very simple. If you're writing something, your brain is sending the signals as impulses through the neural pathways, and that's how the handwriting is coming onto the paper.
Right.
Now, what we're going to do is we make corrections on the paper, and the same communication is reversed back to your subconscious mind.
Subconscious. Yeah.
So, this is called graphotherapy. So, if you have tried everything and you have not clocked it, I'm going to give you the confidence that yeah, this works because I've seen tons of people in my life who have shifted gears in their career and today they are where they wanted to be and sometimes surprising themselves with the results they've made. You know why? Because handwriting analysis gave them this beautiful bridge between the conscious and the subconscious efforts, and that's where the magic happens.
Wow. So you're saying in handwriting right now, you're going to show us something to do on paper, which can change the way we write, and the message will go to our subconscious mind, and it'll actually help us remove fear of failure.
Yes, sir.
Crazy. Are you saying you're going to teach us or give us the solution?
Both the things.
Both? Okay, that's amazing. Everyone type in firstly TU, thank you in the chat window to Imran sir, and let's start learning. I'm all yours. I'm going to make notes. Go ahead.
So I'm going to be using my, another camera where I want to write some letters and show it to you. And I want to tell you this: as a handwriting analyst, it's not match the following. I'm not saying that if you write like this, you're like that. We have a deeper understanding of letters and the strokes, because right now we're going to be focusing on one letter, that is letter Y. But for us, it's not just the letter Y. For us, what is important is all the elements coming together and working. Ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm going to be showing you how it looks on your handwriting. There's one letter, if you write it in a particular way, it basically talks about you have fear of failure. Now, before I write that on the paper, you may not be exactly writing what I'm going to show you here, but you have this on your thought level. So before it gets onto your physiology level, let's remove it on the thought level itself. So fear of success is identified by Y going down, coming up, and then falling down like this. So this is what we call it as fear of failure, right? Now, what is also important for us to look at is you might be also writing your letter T and you might have crossed your letter T in the lowest part. So can you see this is the stem and this is the crossbar. So most of us, when you're writing the letter T, if you're writing the word that, the crossing of the T bar is very, very low. So basically, this is low self esteem, and people with low self esteem also have the fear of failure. And I'm going to be elaborating about this why even in the coming sessions. But what is important for you to understand is quickly look into your handwriting and tell me what is your style of letter Y and what is your style of letter T. You might be writing T in different ways. Some of us write T like this, some of us write T like this, some of us write T just like that. So we are basically looking at the level at which you have crossed your T bars. And sometimes, even if it is fluctuating, sometimes it's on the top, sometimes low. So even if it is fluctuating, this is actually talking about fear of failure. So this is how we identify it. This is how your brain, your subconscious mind is communicating to us onto the paper. Yes, you have it. Now, as I said, if you don't write like this, but if you still have fear of failure, the good news is it has not become your subconscious habit. It is there on your conscious level. So it's far more easier to eliminate than somebody who writes like this and then emulating it. So I hope you got it. Now, this is a process which we call it as identification. So you're identifying the behavior and now you're getting present to it, and then you're going to be changing that. So Mitesh, before we begin the change, let's have a conversation on this.
My God, you're saying a simple Y and a T can show me my fear of failure?
Yes.
But Imran sir, logically speaking, how is that? Like, and especially there are two letters, right? Like not just one letter. So it's a little confusing. I could have understood if you said, okay, change the T, change the fear. Maybe to some extent that logically makes sense. But Y also, T also, and then why only Y and T? Why not Z? Why not X? Like, I'm sorry, I'm asking devil's question, but I'm sure people have those questions right now. Like, and being a logical mind, I want to help people understand why only Y and T.
Right. Beautiful question. Thank you for asking that. Because if you really look at every letter you write, there is something very significant about that letter. For example, letter T is one letter in English, one of the letters in English where you have to lift your hand to complete the letter T.
Yeah. Okay.
And letter Y is one letter in English, which actually also is part of your middle zone. It goes down to your lower zone. And the best part, it will again has to come back to the baseline. For us,
Right.
the baseline is a line of reality. So can you see that we are basically looking at the flow of fingers onto the paper, and that is how your brain is communicating onto the paper there for the letters. So why not any other letter? Yes, every letter has something significant, but right now only about fear of failure. This is what we're talking about because we are coming from the line of
Wow.
reality. It goes down and comes back.
So, in terms of research, how valid is this? And can you give us a story to understand? Okay, here was this person, and research says that T and Y, when it changes, it can actually remove fear of failure. But is there one story that maybe you can share from your students who's been able to eliminate fear based on your guidance?
Surely. Before that, I also have a research data which is part of my
Yeah, that'll be
material.
great.
Yeah, I'll start from there because I know it's very difficult for people to comprehend how finger movement can actually change people's personality. So if you could, give my overhead camera the visibility, please. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, and what I'm sharing with you is the scientific research, and I want to read this out for you very clearly. There has been a research on actual movement of the hand and its relationship to the stimulation in the brain. The research UCLA, UCLA stands for University of California, Los Angeles, in the year 1991, goes on to explain that by changing the movement of the index finger only, so this is the index finger, just by changing the movement of your index finger only, can you see that? Index finger only, a total separate part of the brain was stimulated and produced different chemicals. Did you know that the only a fraction of a centimeter difference in the movement of your hand could produce and stimulate a different part of your brain? It can and it does. And after this research was released, there has been scientific laboratory evidence to support years of study of the science of handwriting analysis. The link between your handwriting and the stimulation of your brain is now clear.
My God, this is crazy. So research is definitely there, proof is definitely there. Can we maybe hear a story? Because I love stories about how, because what stories give us is not just proof, because the proof comes from research. I get that. But what I think what stories really give us is hope. Everyone type in hope in the chat window if you agree with me. Every time I heard someone saying, okay, I practiced the steel letter with handwriting for 10 days and my fear of failure went away. That gives us hope and then makes us believe that, okay, I need to start practicing today. So before you show us the solution, if you could tell us that story, it'll become so much easy for at least me to believe and then practice honestly.
Got it. I have tons of stories, but one story which is very personal and very, very, close to my heart is, as home engineers and as homemakers, you give so much of time and value to your family,
Yeah.
and you actually let go of your career, you let go of all the beautiful things you do, and some of you are highly qualified, but today you have your designation as homemaker. Every time you introduce yourself as I'm just a homemaker.
True.
And if I reach a homemaker and say that why don't you do something else also, then they come out with reasoning that nahi, time samay nahi milta, I have so many
Correct.
responsibilities, things like that. But that's one of the defense mechanisms to counter the fear, because you don't want to fail, don't want to start something, you don't want to hear your husband saying that देखा ये भी करके देख लिया मैंने
Oh,
बोला हुआ था ये you said you want to do this program, आपने ये program में पैसे भी लगा दिए आपका कुछ फायदा नहीं. Can you see that you have this already always listening about ये होगा इसलिए मैं कुछ नहीं करती इमरान, I'm happily being there. So I came across one lady who has been a homemaker for 22 years of her life, and she joined my program. And the best part was the husband was supportive, and she underwent the training with me. She started working on herself first, and she started changing her handwriting, started influencing. In the less than 3 months of she being with us, she now just not a homemaker. She is a handwriting facilitator. She is catering to the
wow.
services, taking care of the family, taking care of the children, teaching them handwriting, empowering them.
Wow.
And today, the society where she lives in, she is identified as a master practitioner of graphology, somebody who
Whoa.
actually helps people, counsel people, and she knows how to identify health challenges. So today, she has a new identity, and she earns
Wow.
enough money to take her family for a trip and do the basic requirements, whatever they want to do. Can you see that the she got back her identity after
Yeah.
22 years of being a home engineer?
Wow. Amazing. Everyone type in amazing if you think that's amazing. This is wow. This is powerful. So, without waiting, now I'm super excited as I had expected. I thought I'll get hope. I'm getting excitement. How many of you are getting excitement, not just hope? Type in excitement because sometimes hope is an amazing feeling, but excitement is like even so more powerful, right? So, everyone type in excitement if you're excited. Let's learn what is that letter that we can change in what way such that we can actually get the solution and how much should we practice?
So, we also come across, before I give you away the letters, we also do a lot of hand exercises and activities. So, one of the things about creating success on your subconscious level is to bring in the sync between the body and the mind. So, we will start with some of the things which we call it as a pattern. So, before jumping onto the letters, I want to show you one pattern which you can do it on a regular basis, which will basically first seal the connect between the conscious and the subconsciousness, and that will be the letter O. And
Oh,
you think it is a letter O, but for us, it is basically a circular movement of your fingers. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the material which we share as part of our program. So this is one of the things. So this is not a letter O. It's basically a circular movement, and we're going to do this in a anti-clockwise. So can you see that? I'm going to start with a dash, and it's a small circle. It's a dash. It's a circle. It's a dash. It's a circle, dash, and a circle. So you need to do this with a pattern of 4 strokes, and you need to be doing this. And you see this, we have designed this material. We exactly know what is the size of these two lines and how you're going to be doing it. Can you see that? I'm taking care of 3 things when I'm writing this. I'm taking care of the line coordination. I'm taking care of the spacing between the strokes, and also look at the stroke formation. This is anti-clockwise. What is important for you to pay attention is, everybody look at my finger movements while I'm writing this. See this? This is anti-clockwise. So for us, what is important is not this pattern. This is the movement. This is the finger movement, which is more important. So this is the first exercise. I want you to do it on a consistent level until you master this. This is a beautiful ability to bring in the coordination between the mind and the body. So
Wow, that is amazing. So just by doing this, I don't know, what do we call this in graphotherapy?
yeah, it's a circular movement
Circular
of your
movement. So
fingers.
by this hand movement that you were showing when you were doing that is what creates the mind body connection. And we have workbooks in the course that can help us practice this.
Yes, that's what we do, because just telling people to write a letter will not really help. You need to know how to start the letter. You need to know how to
Wow.
complete that letter. What should be the size of the length? So everything matters, because everything is a precision, because you're communicating to your brain, and it has to be specific impulses generated
Wow.
using specific finger movement.
Wow. So once we do this mind body connection, now tell me what letter do we change and how much do we change?
So the first letter which I want you to really work for me is a wonder letter. If at all you ask me, Imran, tell me one letter to fix which will change many things. I'll tell you not many things, but 26 different things can be fixed about you. Just that one letter. For me, it's a power letter, and that is a
26.
letter T. Yeah. That is a letter T. And if I
Wow.
go back to my screen, Mitaji, I want to show them the letter T, because the moment I show you this, you will think, oh, Imran, it's a capital letter. See, don't right now get into the English language as a thing. What is important for us, how this letter is getting created. So it is not just the letter T which you're writing. Ladies and gentlemen, watch me. This is something no graphologist is going to tell you. I'm going to unveil to you something amazing. So now watch me. Earlier, your finger movement was only limited till here. Can you see this here? It was only limited till here. What I am telling you right now is, I'm asking you to cross it on the top. Watch me again. Watch my finger movements. What I'm asking you to do is, I'm asking you, earlier you used to cross your T bar here. I'm asking you to cross your T bar on the top. So can you see the finger movement? Can you see this here? Finger movement. Watch me here. Look at this finger movement. This is what is important. So we are using the letter to get this finger, specific finger movement, and which in turn stimulates the muscles, and it communicates back to your subconscious mind. So the fact of the matter is, letters don't have power to change your life. Letter T has no power to change your life. The power to change your life is the way you write that letter, the way your fingers are moving onto the paper. So the research is basically simple. Instead of telling you to do every day like this, we associated these finger movements with a letter formation, and that's why we're making you write the letter to get your finger movement right.
Wow, this is crazy. So the way you write, if you can show me again, how am I supposed to practice this? Or
Yeah. So you just need to get your T bar on the top and make sure this is 50% to the left and 50% to the right. So
all
if this
right.
is 1 centimeter, so if this is 1 centimeter, make sure your T bar is 2 times the size of your stem, and make sure it is also balanced.
This tea looks very different from my tea. Like this, my tea generally has a 50% stroke somewhere in the middle. Yours is on
Yeah.
the top.
So
So am I supposed to practice it this way?
yes, you need to bring your T bar right onto the top. So the idea here is, we are
Oh, wow.
focusing on the finger movement. So ladies and gentlemen, we are focusing on this finger movements here right now, like this.
Oh, so now I understand what you're saying. It's not about the T. When I write T the way I write, obviously my finger movement is going to be different. But when you're writing it that way on the top, the entire finger movement changes. And you're saying research says that when my finger movement moves that way, the neurology connects that frequency to my brain, and that part of my brain actually connects to fear.
You got it right. Bang on.
Whoa, that is crazy. So, how many times do I have to practice writing T this way?
Now, if you're still wondering, Mitesh, and this is for everybody, you must be still sitting there and wondering, Imran, ये सब कहाँ चलता है? What finger movements and things like that. Though the best part is we are so blessed to be part of this wonderful land which is rich of traditions, value systems. Let me take you back. Every religion has beads. We do lot of meditation, we do
Ah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
japa, we do lot of things. And if you really look at the finger movements is basically the movement of your thumb and your index when you're actually doing that rudrakshara, tasbih,
Right.
all the movements. Can you see that this finger movement had an impact? If you're doing meditation, the way you sit down has an impact. When you draw rangoli in front of your home, there's an impact. When you do tilak to somebody, there's a particular finger which is coming forward. It has thing. So everything has an impact to it. Everything
My
has a
God.
reasoning to it. And we need to have a Western approach, coming back and telling you, get back to your roots, get back. So they have actually identified and studied this importance of this finger movements, how it is impacting you, and they took it to the next level of it, and they got into this alignment of a Latin script, which is English language, Hindi, English, German, French, all these languages together, and that's what we are working on. We are communicating back to your
Wow.
subconscious mind using the letter.
Wow. Amazing. So, Imran sir, one last question before we leave. How many times do we practice this?
Okay. It's basically an habit which you're developing. And I
Right.
know no matter how many times you try to put your T bar on the top, eventually you'll go back to your old handwriting, old style of writing. You know why? Your muzzle also has a memory. You need to undo this muzzle memory. And the results varies from person to person based on your resistance levels, based on your acceptance levels, and also the age as a factor, because more the experience of life, more the understanding, the more resistant, because we're still figuring out the
Right.
logic out of it.
Right. So we keep practicing every day. Make it a habit to write T that way.
Yes. So you need to do it
Wow.
at least for 21 days. That's why we have designed the book. And we not only work on one letter, we work on multiple letters, and we have different patterns which we want you to do it, because
Wow.
most of us are writing after a very long time. So first of all,
Wow.
bringing the flexibility in the muscles is very important. So we also know this is what we do. We have a 21-day practice workbook in which
Yeah.
we make you write every day. We also have a supervision format where you can actually get it verified by one of our trained facilitators, and that's how it works.
Wow. Amazing. So, with your permission, before we leave, is it okay if I can share a link with people where maybe they can join your course and maybe even attend the first lesson free?
Surely. And before you do that, Mitesh, and this is for all the people who are attending my session right now. I know you have tons of questions. Imran, this is looking like a J, this is like a Y. No, we are not fixing your letters. I'm not here to tell you about letters. Remember, it's not the letters, it's the way
Strokes.
you write those letters. So don't worry whether it is a capital T or a J or whether it's going to the left or the right. You need to understand the deeper aspect of it. The
Of
conversation
course.
today was very simple. Let me remind you this: we know it, but
Consciously.
knowing, yeah, consciously you know it, but knowing has not got you results. Now you need to get onto the doing mode, and to get onto the doing mode, you need the help of your subconscious mind, and just not subconscious mind, the alpha state of your subconscious mind. And it is possible to be triggering that alpha state of subconscious mind by using a powerful science called as graphotherapy.
Wow.
So if you have noted, if you have given up on yourself, I want for the one last time, raise yourself up, give yourself one more chance, give the science a chance. I want you to work on yourself, take up as a challenge, and this is the only way which can actually trigger your subconscious mind. Trust me when I say this, with 20 years of my experience, you're just one letter away from
Wow.
success.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. And I know that we said in the beginning Y and T, and as usual, people are asking, tell us more about Y. Would it be okay if I can invite you one more time for the Y letter? Because I know we are much overboard time today.
Surely, please. I'd love to come back because every letter has tons of information.
So, is everyone okay if we can invite Imran sir once again for the letter Y to remove fear of failure? Because we only were able to discuss T today, and what you need to do is write T the way he showed you every day for 21 days. But I know it's not easy to do it on your side alone. It wasn't easy for me to do it when I started learning this just on some videos, sometimes on YouTube, sometimes. But even when Imran sir personally told me to do this, I'll be very honest, I didn't do it alone for some time. But it was only when I attended his real course, where I got the workbook, I started practicing, and that's where I actually experienced results. Indu experienced results, and that's what we're recommending to you. So if you want the first lesson free, the link is over here, miteshkhatri.com/HF. We'll also put the link for all of you in the chat window. And those of you who trust me completely, who trust Imran sir completely, and you're like, I'm in love with this science, I want this science, now give me the entire material. Okay, we'll give you the entire material right now. You have to use the second link, which is an orange color link, miteshkhatri.com/HF1. You'll actually get invited to Imran sir's level 1 course. And believe it or not, the moment you join, the moment you pay for that course using that orange color link, you will actually get a physical material at home. So before we leave, Imran sir, I don't know if it's possible for you to show that physical material.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there it is.
we only spoke about 2 things today. There are 35 different things which I want you to understand about your handwriting. So sign up today so I can send you this kit. So the 2 important things you need to do anything in your life. One is a system, and this is what the system is. And number 2, you need supervision. So everybody who joins my program will be assigned a personal facilitator who will support you in doing your graphotherapy every single day, the practice of writing. How do you write? Where do you submit it? How do you get it corrected? Everything. And more importantly, you also get a chance to learn and understand this science on a deeper level, because fear of failure is one aspect of life. There are tons of areas of improvement which you need to work on if you're looking at unleashing your success quotient.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Imran sir, for your time. Again, everyone, please say thank you. The link is already in the chat window for all of you. Once again, sharing the link from my side with Imran sir's permission. And here we go. So this is HF1. The link that you see, guys, right now in the chat window is, sorry, let me take
Yeah,
care
this
of
is
the
the
link
right
again.
link. Yeah, this is the right link. Yes.
There is HF is one link, and then there is a second link, which is join HF1. And here we go. That's the second link if you want to directly join the course. Don't worry, even if the video is complete, below the description, you will definitely find these links. See you soon in the course. And Imran sir, promise you'll see us one more time with that letter Y, because we are not done yet.
I look forward. Thank you so much for being there and inviting me. And thank you, everybody, for taking time and joining. Take action, trust yourself, give yourself one more chance, take this leap of faith.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Imran sir. And with that, we are leaving Imran sir. Everyone, please say thank you to Imran sir. I know we can never have enough of him, but we have to let him go now. It's too late. And those of you who loved what you saw today, quickly like the video, share this video with 3-4 of your friends who you know they need to let go of fear of failure. Subscribe and hit the bell icon, and I will see you soon in the next video. When happens the next video? Well, you need to be subscribed for that so that you get a notification. Take a quick picture of this link, because the first link is to get your first lesson free. Yes, the first lesson is completely free for you. Or if you completely trust Imran sir and me right now and you want to join in the course immediately, the entire content is yours of handwriting analysis. Use the orange color link to join in now. I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye, everyone. Good night. Love you all. Everyone, please, as usual, let's type in love you to everyone in the chat window. Not just to me, not just to Imran sir, but to everybody who's attending and who makes this session powerful. Bye, everyone. Good night. Love you.